We continue here in High Heat. Adnan Burke in for Christopher Mad Dog Russo and Alana Russo to make me feel comfortable. My old friend Jayson Stark joins us right now. Though rather odd, Jay, the fact you're in the studio and I'm at home. This isn't supposed to work this way normally, right?
We're all mixed up, aren't we? That wouldn't be the first time.
No, but it's good to catch up with you, man. Let's talk first with the New York Yankees. 11-game win streak for old buddy Aaron Boone. Although Boone pretty fired up when the win streak ended. He was a little upset there, the balls and strikes in Toronto. But how about perspective of the Yankees? Anthony Rizzo, Aaron Judge, both with 9 home runs apiece. The pitching's been excellent. What has really stuck out to you?
Yeah, they've been scary good. And you know what, Adnan? If it feels like the Yankees win 10 in a row every year, it's because they kind of do. They've now done this 3 consecutive years, 3 double-digit winning streaks the last 3 years. No Yankees team had done that since 1956, 57, and 58. That team was pretty good back then. Take a look. But anytime the Yankees rip off these double-digit winning streaks, I can't help but play the same game. You know their last double-digit losing streak? It was 1913. 1913. Since then, they've had 29 double-digit winning streaks since their last double-digit losing streaks. And here's my favorite of all. Since their last double-digit losing streak, the other 29 teams have had 378 of them. And so, when you're looking for some stat to try to paint what the Yankees dynasty has really been all about, you can look at all the flags flying over Yankee Stadium. I look at all those winning streaks with no losing streaks that look anything like them.
That's pretty remarkable. My favorite stat's a simple one. Nestor Cortez, 1.82 ERA in 5 starts. He's been amazing. Who would have expected, Jay? Nestor Cortez has been the ace of that staff.
Yeah. When I left spring training, I think I was like a lot of people. I thought there's just not enough pitching there after Gerrit Cole. Starting pitching. And then the season opened, and they were getting great starting pitching from everybody but Gerrit Cole. But Nestor Cortez, I love watching this guy. He's for real. Adnan, the way he changes speeds, changes planes, changes deliveries, he can really deliver any strike in any quadrant of the strike zone from almost any angle. He's a handful to face.
Yeah, that control has been awfully impressive. All right, you know the Phillies better than anybody. This bullpen, letting them down like this. Listen, you are the felt when it comes to numbers, Jay. This is remarkable, and I'm not saying in a positive sense. Remarkable how shocking that Phillies comeback was.
I'm from Philadelphia. You mentioned that, and there is no pain that can be inflicted on Philadelphia like New York pain. And in those Mets-Phillies games, there are Mets fans all over that Citizens Bank Park, and when they start celebrating, that hurts for people in my house. I know that. I'm fine with this, but I've been getting texts from my wife and kids for 24 hours now, so I know it hurts then. And why not? You just kind of laid it out. No team had lost a game like that, leading by 6, heading into the 9th. They had an 857-game winning streak, and then the Phillies found a way to lose. It's incredible. But, once upon a time when I was working in Philadelphia, Adnan, I covered a manager named Jim Fregosi. Jim Fregosi had a lot of opinions on everything. But you remember the famous game where they were down 9 late in Dodger Stadium? It was the John Kruk game, and came back and won 10-9. Yep. And after the game, I remember manager Fregosi telling me, when you've got a chance to win the game, you need to win that game. And it was because Tommy Lasorda had taken all his starters out of the game. And that lesson stuck with me. When you've got a chance to win a game as big as last night, the moral of the story is you probably don't bring in your 8th best reliever to try to sneak through the 9th. I understand why Joe Girardi did it the way he did it, but I can only imagine the pain of waking up this morning down 7 games to the Mets instead of 5.
As I said, a circle game, as our friend Tim Kirkcher would say. You hope that game doesn't have that kind of reverberations. Max Scherzer looking like Mad Max, pretty fired up. Mad Max Fury Road there, ejected in a game in which he wasn't pitching. So far, he's 4-0, 2.61 ERA, struck out 42 in 31 innings. He's been as advertised, Jay, but what got him all hot and bothered to get ejected in a game in which he's not even pitching?
Well, Max is the best. You know, he's must watch when he's pitching, and now he's must watch when he's not pitching. This is the other night. He had some issues with Jeremy Riggs' strike zone, apparently. Not for himself, of course, for his friends, and gets ejected. And, like, that was kind of interesting. You'd think, well, sure, Max Scherzer, fiery guy. Of course he got ejected. And so after the game, our friend Buck Showalter says, I'm sure it won't be the last time for Max. And, you know, Adnan, there haven't been a lot of times in my life where I thought I knew more about anything of baseball than Buck, but this was a remark that got my attention because I knew this thing. Max had not been ejected in 9 years, since 2013. And I don't know if we have the footage of the last time, but this was a game. He was in Detroit, and guess what? He wasn't pitching in that game either. He was on the bench yelling about a called third strike on his teammate Torrey Hunter. And so I want you to think about Max Scherzer, right? Like, he's one of these guys that just spews competitive fire when he's on the mound. I'm not sure exactly what he was spewing in that little clip we just showed, but I don't think we can repeat it on this network.
No, exactly. It's an NSFW, as your kids and my kids would say. Not safe for work. And our work right now means we're on television. I always loved your historical perspective. And I was at Fenway Park Wednesday calling the game with Tom Verducci. And you and Tom, both great writers, will appreciate when I was there. I always think about the great John Updike essay about Ted Williams, right? Hub fans bid kid adieu. And the one famous line, the fact Ted would not doff his cap around the bases because that tempestuous relationship he had with the fans. And the line from Updike was, gods do not answer letters. Now, I want to know about Juan Soto, because I wonder if this guy's going to answer some letters, because anytime you start mentioning Juan Soto, the Ted Williams comparisons come up, right?
They do for me. Now, you know, I don't know if we're allowed to go down this road on this show, because this once inspired an epic Mad Dog rant because I wrote something comparing Juan Soto and Ted Williams. But he's not Ted Williams. He's 23 years old. But my point is, he's going down a path in his career that only Ted Williams has followed. And so when he got his 500th hit recently, I thought to myself, I wonder how his first 500 hits compare with Ted Williams. And so I was kind of prepared for the idea that Juan Soto might have reached base more through 500 hits than Ted Williams. What the shocker was that he's reached base 100 more times than Ted Williams through 500 hits. How is this possible? This guy has such an amazing eye and such an incredible feel for the strike zone. And right now he is in kind of the perfect storm where he's in this lineup where there's no reason ever to pitch to him. He remains as disciplined as ever. He's not chasing. If he has a 500 on base, would it surprise us this year? This is my memo to Mad Dog. He's not Ted Williams yet, but the only comp for his career so far is one guy. You know who it is, Adnan. You know.
I can already hear the screams right now from New Canaan as Mad Dog is just shaking his fist at the moon here. And Jayson Stark, Soto 417 OBP, 510 slugging so far. Those numbers are awesome, as is Jayson Stark, the Hall of Famer. Good job, Jay. Good to catch up, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Great to talk to you, Adnan. Thanks.